You are watching a presentation of Soccer Night in Detroit. This is a special edition of Soccer Night in Detroit with Madcap Pio reporting from the headquarters in Fenton and Steve Palusevic reporting from his headquarters in Hamtramck. Breaking news. A tentative agreement has been reached between the USL and its Players Association.
Breaking news, as the ticker has explained, as you heard the tar sequence, a deal has been reached between the USL Players Association and the Players Union. So the statement that was released by USL states the United Soccer League and the USL Players Association have reached a tentative agreement on key terms of the new collective bargaining agreement for the USL Championship and USL Premier pending final ratification. This milestone represents a significant step forward for the league and its players, reflecting a shared commitment to the continued growth of the game and the achievement of professional standards. Both sides will now work through the remaining steps required to finalize the CBA, and additional updates will be shared at a later time. So big, huge news, Steve, on the labor front this evening.
Yes, very, very happy. It came out of left field. I was busy watching the replay of the last year's Eurovision Song Contest, look at my phone, and boom, deal made. Happy.
And you hear everything that's been going on. You know, you've seen the protests, you've seen the actions that the fans have expressed, supporting the players and whatnot. And now we're at this point now that everything has come to a fruition. Now we have an agreement. Now we have an understanding of what's going on. We've heard so many stories leading up to this point about certain situations. The USLPA has been very adamant about reflecting those situations on social media, and now it's come to a fruition. And of course, we've been hearing from the owner side of things. Other than that statement at the beginning of the season, now they haven't really said much. It's been mostly on the player side.
Yes, mostly on the player side, which has been on full display during the match, but we didn't see it on TV because they don't want Planet Press either showing the crowd, saying sound for a minute, or talking about the game that we're about to play. So thank God that is almost coming to the end. I presume they found a mutual understanding of the biggest stumbling point, NIL, name, image, and likeness.
Not to mention also too, with the salary, and we mentioned USL Premier as well, because there's supposed to be a different salary tier structure as far as that goes as well, from our understanding.
Yes, when did that get started in 2027 or 2028?
Yes. So, it's going to be a different, like I said, different understanding as far as that goes. And, like I said, we shall wait and see how this comes about. But obviously it does affect, we still have games to play this weekend. Obviously, Detroit City taking on Louisville City on national TV, CBS Sports Network, Saturday night at 6. You think that the behavior will change on Saturday when we go into that match? Now that there's a tentative agreement on the table.
No, but I'm not too sure. Probably will. Maybe. I'm not sure. So who knows?
So that will remain to be seen. But your thoughts your feelings exactly. Are you happy that this is finally done and over with?
I'm very happy it's done and over with. For the last 2 months, it's been affected to the band and with the chance to play the players. And yes, I'm done. I'm happy it's done, nipped in the bud.
Personally, I'm feeling, we still kept up the fans still kept up the narrative as far as that goes, but it got to the point where it became old and tiring when you thought about it. When you think about it, realistically, they can only do so much,
Yeah, they can only from staying in silent in their position from the semicircle a few weeks ago from the last couple of weeks, especially lining up before the kickoff in both halves, first and second.
Mm-hmm. Now, no terms, as we know, have been put out as far as what the deal is going to consist of. So we're waiting. We're going to be waiting to hear. Obviously, we couldn't get them on short notice. We just found out about this a few minutes ago ourselves.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're going to hear. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to hear from Connor Tobin on other outlets and whatnot as far as to see if this is a favorable deal, for the players going forward. Now, this is a significant, like I said, a very significant, thing going on because right now we're on the verge of, all the Open Cup games are done for the USL at this point. The last two teams got eliminated last night in Colorado Springs and Louisville City. Also, Knoxville bowing out as well. So now the focus is on the league, and especially now since it's going to be the only soccer going on besides the World Cup in the United States. So you remember the strike authorization a few weeks, like a couple months ago.
yes.
That could have put USL in jeopardy, USL Championship in jeopardy.
Well, what was the question again?
Yep. So back a couple months ago, remember how this strike authorization just before the season occurred? Okay, now we're in the point now. Everything's done. No Open Cup to worry about. USL is going to be the only professional club soccer going because of, and of course with the World Cup, they're going to be the only professional club soccer thing going at the time being. So you think that, the pressure to get this done now, is going to be beneficial to the league itself?
I think so. Let's hope so. Knock on wood.
Yes, because otherwise, they could have easily, and I mean easily, if they hadn't come to an agreement.
We could have seen a strike during the World Cup.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that would be very hurtful on the USL's eyes. But it's good at this point now that we've reached an agreement, and like I said, we'll see what happens going forward from there. So
they got one big issue nipped in the bud. Now the other issue, what the USL going through? Remember, Jason Pate stepped down a few weeks ago because of the expansion deal that fell through. And not only that, you have now the Las Vegas situation with rumors late tonight. Somebody had put in the bid for the Vancouver Whitecaps, pending if they don't find ownership in Vancouver. So, very interesting.
You shared me that story off of ESPN. I can't think of the player or the guy's name offhand here. In fact, right now it's irrelevant because we're talking, like I said, we're talking strictly USL right now. But we'll be talking more about that obviously next Wednesday on the Musings as far as that goes. So, big news as far as that goes. But this is like I said, very huge development, a positive development going forward as we get into the games this weekend and beyond.
Yes, and we could only now focus on soccer since we're almost at the third pole.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah. No more labor strife to talk about or anything like that. Obviously we know that USL 1 has got a contract coming up in a couple years. Now, is this going to be a harbinger for what's to come in that negotiation?
Could be a template for League One. Who knows? I think so. Yes.
Especially with in figuring that they're going to be part of this new USL pyramid going forward when that happens. But like I said, the main thing is relief. We got it. It's done. It's all it needs to be done is ratify it. And I'm sure like I said, we're looking at it now. Looking at it from 15 minutes from when the actual agreement was reached. I'm thinking that Connor Tobin and the people at the USLPA probably are going to be all getting together. Like I said, I'm like a novice when it comes to when it comes to negotiations between unions and management.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but in all the dealings that I've had to deal with, working a union job myself, Usually the union would recommend a yes vote as far as that goes. So we shall see, what happens as far as the what the rake and file think about this deal.
Okay.
So,
It will
well,
probably be positive.
I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, the good thing is the players got heard. I think the players were heard, and the league finally said, you know what, we have to cater to the people that are making this game possible, and that being the players themselves. Because without the players, we would have no league at this point.
You got that right. And it was mentioned in the Pittsburgh TIFO last week when we were in Pittsburgh, based on the River House.
Yep, and they've been putting that up all year. We've had our own, of course, at Keyworth as well. So very much good news on the forefront there. We're going to talk a little bit more about this on Saturday during
Thank you
Soccer
very
Night in
much for
Detroit.
doing this. Thank you very much for doing this quickie breaking news edition. Sorry for the Ghost and Complex last night newsing.
The
It's the
ghost,
life.
right? I was going to say the ghost of soccer present. That's what we're going to call you now.
Okay, unless we do a daylight show and or I can get the better situation, okay?
I mean,
Well,
we'll have
listen,
better light. We'll definitely have better lighting and background over at Keyworth on Saturday. That's for sure.
okay, I will see you on Saturday for Soccer Night pregame and after hours.
Absolutely, and we don't forget we do have that big game coming up this Saturday, Derby Day at Keyworth, Louisville City. After going 120 minutes with Houston last night in the Open Cup, they ended up falling 2-1. They come to Keyworth. Are those tired legs going to be uh, even? Are those tired legs going to be affected by the Keyworth turf? That's the big story there. We'll find out this Saturday, and join us for pre-match for SNID, and then of course afterwards for after hours from Keyworth Stadium. So for Steve over at Hamtramck.
Good night, everybody, and thank you very much for following this breaking news.
And we will see you on Saturday, folks. Keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the galaxy, and most of all, be good.